We begin with a story that's new at 6 o'clock. Coronado parents are put on high alert by an email from the high school principal.
But all is not as it seems. 10 News reporter Steve Fiorina joins us live on this story. And Steve, there is no imminent threat to anyone despite a flurry of social media comments.
Steve, there are so many people that have been jumping on the internet threads on these two young men, but it's mostly speculation and very little hard facts. The Coronado High School principal sent an email alerting parents about two young men from Chicago area who might be trouble, including their names and pictures. Coronado police want to question the pair about a grand theft. A student said he invited them into his house, then reported they stole 2 iPads, a stereo speaker, and a non-functioning replica handgun. The principal then sent a second note telling parents she prematurely released that information. Please let the police do their investigation. So far, no arrests. But it went viral across Coronado. Comments like danger and very scary being posted. Several people saying they had had contact with at least one of them who had been talking gibberish. Parents are being more watchful. Candy Couts has middle schoolers.
I was going to talk to them about it and let them know that if anybody strange comes and tries to befriend them that seems like it might be odd, if it's an older person, that they need to let me know, or that, you know, I'm fairly confident they know exactly what to do. So
I also ask about the social media warning system in a community like Coronado, which she calls very tight-knit.
We can communicate rather quickly with each other, and especially through our social media. And we all depend on that to know what's going on. And so I think it's a good thing that we have it, and I appreciate it.
At 7 o'clock, how another local educator views the social media and all of this put together and the impact on campus. Live in Coronado, Steve Fiorina, 10 News.
Steve, thank you. A crime alert now. Police are searching for the gunman who fired into a crowd of people. This happened just after midnight at El Toyon Park in National City. Witnesses say the man walked up, pulled out a gun and shot at them, then drove off at a black SUV. Fortunately, no one was hurt. And a mother claims a man tried kidnapping her 3-year-old daughter from the parking lot of this Walmart on Fletcher Parkway in El Cajon. The mom reported it yesterday, but police just released the information late this afternoon. Officers are now reviewing surveillance footage throughout the mall.
Ariel Wessler in the 10 News Live Center. We're tracking some breaking news. We just got this email in, this report from the Associated Press. It says an advocacy group wants to ban the Poway Unified School District from serving processed meat to kids. Now, the group calls themselves the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, and they say that processed meats like bacon are linked to higher diseases, and they are suing the district. They also named LAUSD, and they point to a 2015 study that says eating 1 hot dog a day slightly increased the risk of colorectal cancer. Meanwhile, the North American Meat Institute calling this a publicity stunt, and they say that meat can be part of a nutritious diet. That's the latest from the 10 News Live Center. I'm Ariel Wessler.
Thank you, Ariel. And only on 10 News, nervous pets watched as intruders ransack a home in Del Cerro. This is all caught on video. The burglars stuffed their backpacks with valuables, including family heirlooms. Reporter Michael Chen reveals the clues that could tie them to other crimes.
First, the intruders ripped this screen, then they shattered this window, but could only get through 1 pane. But they weren't done yet. What they did next
It feels awful. You feel scared.
would leave Daniel Rice reeling.
I don't want these people in my house, you know.
When he returned to that house on Genoa Drive Tuesday night, he found a rock.
You can see they kind of threw it this way and it, crashed through there.
Near his back door window, his pets acting strange. A look at a surveillance video revealed why just before 2 in the afternoon. As his nervous dogs Presley and Paisley watch, a man walks into his kitchen.
Got his backpack open, got his gloves on, sees an iPad, grabs it, grabs the charger, looking around for other stuff here.
Moments later,
so these 2 guys came in from the back.
2 other guys wander into the living room.
They're gonna run back in the bedroom here in a second.
And all the burglars in and out of the home in less than 10 minutes.
I'm glad they didn't hurt the animals. I'm glad my girlfriend wasn't home.
But not so glad about what was taken.
A lot of sentimental things.
Including pricey jewelry and watches, many of them family heirlooms.
I feel angry.
A similar feeling not far away in Allied Gardens. Before the burglary, surveillance images captured 3 men wearing similar clothing near the scene of an attempted break-in. Hours later,
I can't even hardly watch it.
a break-in playing out on video.
Yeah, you just feel totally violated.
Rice now fighting back, sharing this video in hopes of tracking down the intruders.
They need to be stopped now.
Michael Chen, 10 News.
We reached out to San Diego police to see how many crimes the men may be connected to, but we have yet to hear back. And we have put together this crime map of the area. There have been more than 30 burglaries within a 2-mile radius over the past 30 days.
New at 6 o'clock, a local author admits to posing as a doctor and treating terminally ill patients in the North County. Robert Young pleaded guilty today to practicing medicine without a license. Young, who wrote the PH Miracle Book series, treated patients at his Avocado Ranch in Valley Center. And that's where prosecutors say Young gave some of his patients alternative treatments, including injecting them with baking soda. Young is expected to be sentenced to more than 3 years in jail.
New developments: Qualcomm being forced to pay BlackBerry more than $800 million over a royalty dispute. BlackBerry argued that it gave the San Diego-based company too much money for phones sold from 2010 to 2015. A Qualcomm spokesperson says the company doesn't agree with the decision, but it's forced to accept it because it's binding and it cannot be appealed. The decision sent Qualcomm stocks tumbling today. After closing a little over $55 a share on Tuesday, it closed at a little over $53 a share today.
San Diego's citrus farming industry is fighting for its future. The Board of Supervisors is creating a special district to get rid of a bug that can be deadly to citrus plants. The county is infested with an under quarantine right now for the Asian citrus psyllid. It carries a disease that kills citrus trees and is responsible for more than 6,600 job losses in Florida.
A developing story now. There is a new plan to fight sex trafficking in San Diego, and it involves making pimps go broke. The proposed bill would let prosecutors sue pimps in civil court. It's an effort to cut off their cash. And State Assemblyman Brian Mainshine was in town putting this bill up today. San Diego is said to be a hub for sex trafficking, and the bill will go to a committee hearing next.
New at 6 o'clock, a man from Orange County claims he was nearly arrested for refusing to give up his own seat on an overbooked United Airlines flight. Jeff Fern says that he paid $1,000 for a first-class ticket to Los Angeles back on April 1st. After settling into a seat, though, Fern claims a United worker told him the flight was full and a higher priority first-class passenger was entitled to his seat. But Fern refused to move.
The gate agent had made it plain that they were planning on calling security and having me physically escorted off the plane, physically ejected from the seat.
Fern says he finally agreed to get up after another passenger warned him that United workers could, quote, get pretty nasty.
Fern says he decided to come forward with his story after this video of another United Airlines passenger being violently removed from a plane went viral. One city is now trying to make sure this doesn't happen again to anybody else. A San Francisco supervisor wants an ordinance banning the city's police officers from removing people from flights by force. He describes those incidents as inappropriate and not something police should cooperate with.
Lifeguards have called off their search for a teenager who disappeared in the waters off Mission Beach. 16-year-old Muhammad Al-Mustafa and his family left Syria months ago to start a new life in El Cajon. He was at the beach Sunday. He told his parents he wouldn't go far into the water because he can't swim. Lifeguards believe, though, he got caught up in a rip current. Crews searched that night and through yesterday, but they have yet to find him.
Veterans who rely on VA health care can now compare their wait times for appointments. The Department of Veterans Affairs just launched this new website. It also includes information such as how satisfied veterans are with care at each of the facilities, how care compares to other hospitals, and how national access is working. The change comes after veterans died while waiting for care in VA facilities. And we have a link to the site on 10news.com. It's under the red television button.
We have new developments in how we will elect our next presidential nominee. A new bill would move the state primary from June to March. California's Secretary of State and a state senator from Los Angeles, they're backing this proposal. Now, the last March California primary was back in 2008, and it resulted in the highest voter turnout in nearly 30 years. But it moved back to June in 2012 over complaints about the cost of a standalone election.
San Diego Unified is leading the way when it comes to high school graduation rates. The district is awarding diplomas to more than 91% of its students, making it California's only major district to top 90%. San Diego Unified even improved on last year's graduation rates by nearly 2%. The district also has the lowest dropout rate among the state's 5 biggest school districts, and it isn't even close. San Diego Unified had just 3.4 students drop out in 2016. San Francisco Unified was the closest, and its rate more than doubled San Diego.
We know that your money matters, of course. That's why you should know that one of the county's most affordable summer camps could be getting more expensive. The Solana Beach City Council is meeting tonight to discuss raising its camp fee $17 a week. The city says the extra money is needed to help cover costs there, including increases to the minimum wage. But parents say making camp more expensive punishes their children.
You're only going to have families that can afford it, but what about the families that can't but would love to send their kids to camp?
And cities from all over the county offer these camps, from Chula Vista to Poway to San Marcos. Those fees often depend on the theme of the camp, and residents of that city often get a discount.
SeaWorld will open a brand new mini submarine ride this summer. The park gave us a sneak peek of the new attraction today. It will teach riders about the oceanic ecosystem. The submarine ride will be the main feature of the new 3-acre section of the park called Ocean Explorer.
And a developing story artist in Oceanside will soon be creating a mural on the side of a historic theater. The nonprofit Main Street Oceanside is hoping to turn the downtown area into a public arts destination. 32 artists competed for a chance to paint a mural on a blank wall at the Star Theater, the first of 10 mural projects planned over the next 3 years. The community will look at renderings to decide who wins each wall.